Okay, so you guys will be familiar with the Pulse Rifle, my Nerf Pulse Rifle. This is has been sold to a nice gentleman who has been more than patient in Germany. I didn't want to part with it until I was happy that it was at my level, acceptable level of sale ship, like a better term. Yeah, I basically wanted it to be at a point where I could part with it and in good conscience know that it's all 100% perfect, working well, as good as it can be, etc., etc. Because from when I originally built it, I've found better ways of doing things, and including better ways of actually running the power supply and what have you. Obviously, this originally was set up to run IMR batteries. In the meantime, technology and our knowledge has expanded, and now we know that LiPo is the way to go. So I've actually converted it to run on LiPo now. And instead of using two separate battery packs that in the IMRs is what I was using, I'm using voltage regulators to distribute the power at the different required voltages to the different areas. Obviously, one being the motors and pusher of the rapid strike, and then the counterboard, etc., uses a different voltage. So with the regulators, etc., I've been able to achieve that and have the whole lot run on a LiPo pack now. So much happier with it. Then I had some issues with the switching and the counter display and what have you, which I have finally fixed, and it's now all functioning 100%. And I'll give you a quick demonstration so that you can see that that's the case before it gets shipped off. Okay, so actually I'll show you where the battery pack goes. If you lie the blaster down, see what I've done is at the back section here. Can we focus, please? There we go. There's a little cover section, and what I have done is lost my screwdriver. No, there it is. Okay, so what I've done is you remove this one at the tab here, unscrew that. Comes off. Then this section here will lift out like so, and your LiPo pack is in the back there, so you can actually just manipulate and get the LiPo pack out. Now this will give the purchaser an idea of what size LiPo pack it is. This is really quite difficult with one hand. Really difficult with one hand. Okay, so there's your LiPo pack. This is brand's irrelevant, but essentially it's a 1500 milliamp 20C 11.1 volt LiPo with a Dean's connector. So it's only a nice little unit. The sizing, so when he sees this, he can maybe look and find a battery in advance. Okay, you're looking at 6.5 centimeters long by 3.5 centimeters high, and I don't think you get much choice with the actual width of the pack because 3S is 3S, but the 3S pack is a little over 2 centimeters in width. So there you go, that's the size of the pack, and that will actually tuck up inside there with some manipulation, grit determination, and a little bit of spit and vigor. Get in there, you bastard. Okay, there we go. So you cover slots into there. under that little one there, slots into place like that. And then the piece sits on top. This is the autofocus, thank God for that. Put there. No editing on this one. Don't have access to any editing equipment, so my computer has shut itself. And I don't have access to any editing software at work anymore because they're tight asses and don't like us having access to anything that's not work related. So screw that back on. And voila, battery in place. Okay, now with the operation, there are two switches on this unit. So one is at the back here, which turns on the amplifier. Now there is a little blue light under there that you can just see, and there's a potentiometer pot, whatever you want to call it, under there, which you can see. That is a volume control, so you can actually adjust the volume. Alright, so once you've got the amplifier turned on, then there's a little switch under here which switches the actual soundboard on. And you get your display pop up. Your muzzle flash will flash and what have you when it turns on. Now, usual operation, you got to pull the, because this has still got all the locks in place, you pull the rev trigger, then pull the main trigger. You count down your muzzle flash. And then when you prime the shotgun, that's going to be really difficult, but I'm not going to actually do it. There's a switch underneath here that when you prime the shotgun, it goes to your shotgun counter, and then when you pull the little trigger in under here, so it's so there you go. You get to empty, and then what you do is you drop the magazine, which I'm going to need to use both hands for this. So you release the magazine, and the counter will show you 2 lines, and then when you reinsert the magazine, your counter goes back up to 95. Alright, then to activate the actual rapid strike to fire darts, underneath the back here there is another little rocker switch. You switch that on, and then your rev motors etc. become active, and if you rev it up and pull the trigger, away she fires, and it hits pretty good. Alright, so there it is, all complete, ready to be shipped. So I'll be contacting the purchaser shortly and telling him that the blaster's all ready to go and to organise payment, etc. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers.